Mr. Mohan, welcome to Business World.
Pleasure to be here.
Give our viewers, the key takeaways from the session that you just had. Right?
I think the best takeaway is between founders and the investors, we're discussing about what are we expect as founders in terms of support from the VC ecosystem. It is not just about the money, but in terms of how do we work collectively to take a solution to its potential, right? At the same time, we also got a good understanding about what does that VC community expect from the founders in terms of how ready we should be and how we should be chasing different opportunities and how transparent we should be and what's the role governance play in this entire journey, right? So it's a fairly interesting conversation. I think, hopefully the audience got some real pointers from that in terms of how to start their journey.
All right. So, what would you comment over the blockchain investment ecosystem right now?
Mm-hmm.
How is it? If you have to tell our viewers about it.
So it's a pretty broad topic. If you really look at as a blockchain investment ecosystem, it is quite broad in a way that I can look. It's as good as we say that I can look. How good is the internet investment system? Because we view the blockchain as an infrastructure piece, but some of the investments does come into the infrastructure piece, but that's maybe less than 10% of the overall investment that is riding on this. The larger amount of investments goes in terms of how applications or services that will leverage these technologies and build things that will improve customer experience or consumer experience, right? So that's the layer that we'll see large number of investments or large solutions coming in there, and that's something that we would like to see in the market as well.
So we can say that's kind of blockchain in itself. At right now, it's just the tip of the iceberg, and the apps and the Ripple things that will include
Correct.
the entire thing.
So we can think of like three structures. Like at the core, we talk about the infrastructure layer, that is the blockchain or the core technologies, and there also we can view it as like Web3 is a collection of various technologies coming together, and blockchain or distributed ledger is one part, one piece within that stack, right? So there is many more that comes in. So that's the infra layer that comes in, and then it comes in the second layer, which is more about the services layer, in a way that companies or startups making it easy for developers to consume this, right? This infrastructure. So make it easy for them to develop software. So that's a service layer. So that's the second layer, and then the third is the app ecosystem or the developer ecosystem that is kind of leveraging the services to launch new applications, right? So always the application ecosystem will be large in terms of valuations or in terms of funding and things like that. But we need the first two to be in place to make sure we see meaningful applications that really make an impact.
Okay. So if we look at the downfall of cryptocurrency, to say, how has it impacted the decentralized finance thing? If you can just shed light over that.
So if your question is in terms of how does it impact in terms of investment?
Investment, the interest of the people, the VCs, how have they perceived it as?
So one of the things to notice out here is like the companies that has been using token as the incentive model or tokens as a way to fund their initiative. They had a completely different model, and the people who joined forces with them in terms of supporting them with investments are also the big believers of token-based economics, or token economics is something they also believe. Whereas when it comes to using these technologies for real-world use cases, we are talking about the same community that is actually supporting the existing applications or existing ecosystem out there. So if you look at from their side of things, I don't see anything that is impacted based on the crypto exchange crash or something, because these two have nothing connecting themselves, right? So yes, it might have some impact on on some of the business use cases where token economics played a major role. I think there could be some impact there. Yeah.
Okay, so going ahead, what are the challenges that you see with the Web3 model? How do you perceive its future?
So Web3 model, I think where we stand today, I think
from India point of view.
Yeah, from India. So we have the pieces coming together in terms of technologies and standards and and different frameworks, all those pieces coming in together. We see adoption in different sectors getting started. Uh, Now, this is, again, we see it as like a foundational layer that enabling an ecosystem. Now, using this foundation, we need to see how the other layers will start develop in terms of when do I see an application that that will work with the user data, right? Rather than they try to create and keep the data under their control. How do we kind of change those kind of attributes? Or I think those are things that are yet to be built, but I'll not say that is too far away. Maybe this transition is something that we might be able to see in the next 24 to 36 months.
All right. So blockchain as a technology or the decentralized data part that you have been talking about, how cyber attack resilient is it? What are the regulations that needed to be bring in order to secure its susceptibility to this sort of attacks?
Correct. So one of the areas the Web3 technologies help is about kind of breaking down the larger honeypots, as we say, in terms of when data get aggregated into one place, and if there is valuable data, that gives incentives to the hackers or people to kind of hack into that and get that data. And because it is like if they break in, they have access to a large amount of valuable data, right? Whereas the moment we start breaking this into smaller footprints where each user owns their part of data, and these data, even if it has been distributed, this data can be verified. Like if this data has been presented somewhere, like today, the reason why companies accumulate or aggregate data and keep it with them is to make sure that they can verify the data. They have absolute trust in the data they have. But the moment we kind of distribute it and say that you and I hold our data, all the institutes need is like when I present the data to them, they need a mechanism to verify this data, so to trust this data. So it kind of reduces their liability. It kind of gives me or you the control and ownership of that data. And this model kind of is kind of like not an incentivized model for them. It democratizes data, and so here then a hacker or somebody who's trying to hack into that data need to now kind of chase multiple smaller footprints, and which might not be that fruitful for this effort. Right?